And we're joined by Chelsea Fan TV host Alex Harris. Alex, good morning. How are you doing today?
Morning,
Good morning.
Alex.
Good to be on.
Thank you for joining us. I mean, it's the inevitable and obvious question, but how big a loss is this?
Yeah, it's a massive loss, and I feel like in the back line we've had a lot of rotations defensively. Obviously, Fofana consistently gets injured, so he's not reliable throughout a whole season. Tosin's in and out, Chalobah in and out as well. And one player we've been able to count on is Levi Colwill in the middle. So a lot of Chelsea fans are very, very concerned about this. But one thing I would say is I wouldn't panic too much, because I'm hearing that, we've got to go back in the market, get another centre-back. We've just signed Yoran Hato. We still have Vega. That seems to be another player that could potentially come in, even though it looks like he was almost about to go to Atletico Madrid before that deal fell through. And, defensively, our record under Maresca has been pretty good. So I wouldn't rush to sign a replacement. I feel like we have other players that can play in that position. But again, you're looking for someone left-sided as well. So in that case, you only have Hato, who's 19. He did captain Ajax, so it makes you think maybe he could just slot in. But at the same time, it's a little bit different playing in England than Holland. But I wouldn't panic too much about that one, but it's going to be a massive loss for a couple of months.
And obviously, Garnacho is well figured now. It looks like he will be going to Chelsea. Good signing for you?
By the way, can I just say, Chelsea fans, some of them are just crazy to me. Like how we can do some of the business that we've done. We signed 2 strikers. We got midfield depth. We've already got wingers in terms of Esteval and Gittins, so we've got depth there. We've got Hato. The only position that we can really complain about is the goalkeeper, if you want to be picky. So the fact that people are saying #no to Garnacho, this has been some sort of trend that's been going around. For me, it's just ridiculous. And if we were having this conversation now like it was in January, 50, 60 million, I know Man United turned down a deal from Napoli, which was 45 million. And I totally understand the concern. But we're not looking to go out there and spend that kind of money anymore. And Man United are in a position where actually they're going to be looking at January and probably regretting the fact that they didn't accept that deal from Napoli. So in my opinion, you are able to get this player because United are desperate to sell. He is desperate to leave. I want him for 30 million. The most I would add on to that is maybe 5 to 10 million in add-ons, incentive-based bonuses. And I know a lot of Man United fans will be angry about that, but that's the reality. He's a sellable asset to them. They need to raise funds. And to be quite frank, Garnacho is just not worth 50 million quid. So I think it's an opportunistic signing. I think it's a signing we need to take advantage of, a bit like Jadon Sancho. And I think he will improve Chelsea. He's not going to make us worse. You look at the environment that he's in at Manchester United and you say, is that a good environment? Absolutely not. You look at the players. Is that better than what Chelsea have to offer? No. Everything about Chelsea right now is better than Man United. And that's not me being rude. That's just the harsh reality. Chelsea are now, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but we're going to be in the title conversation. I don't think we'll win it, but we're in the conversation, right? We've just won the Club World Cup. We won a European trophy. We beat PSG. Clearly, we've got something about us that we didn't realise was brewing. And something's just clicked. And if you look at Man United now, Conference League is going to be a great finish. If they finish 8th, I heard Rio Ferdinand saying that. It's a good season. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. So why would any player want to remain a part of that establishment? We've got better players. We'll give him more playing time. We'll give him a pay rise, better environment. Everything's better.
Yeah, I think he's the type of player that wants to be loved as well, which he's obviously not getting at Manchester United. Going back onto what you were saying about being in contention, perhaps, for the title. If you go back to last season and the start that you made, everyone was talking about Chelsea. They're in this title race. And I know Enzo Maresca wasn't. I know a lot of Chelsea fans weren't either. But fast forward to now, Jamie Carragher says you're nearer to being in the conversation as being a title challenger. What makes you think things are so different, though, for you personally? Because you said you will be in the conversation, you just don't think you'll get it done.
Yeah, I think that the main thing is we've just got a belief now, right? I mean, I was heavily Maresca out. I mean, there's no other way for me to say it. And I'm very glad that I was proven wrong. I've got no problem saying that. I know I'm going to get slated for a year or two, and that's fine. But he has proven that he is able to go up against. He's just able to deal with that pressure. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And when you are backed as a manager, that is when you really know that you have a chance for success. The amount of managers that Chelsea have had, and they've needed this player or that player, and they've needed a little bit of support, and they haven't had it. They've needed that trust. And ultimately, Chelsea have always said that they've wanted a long-term manager, right, to push through. And I feel like Chelsea genuinely have faith in Maresca now. Like, we thought it was Potter, we thought it could be Pochettino. Maresca happens to be that guy. With support, he absolutely has everything that he needs, apart from a top goalkeeper, in order to push through in this league. Yes, our squad is young, but actually, considering how young our squad is, it's also really, really experienced. And you look at the quality of those players, we're not talking about just young upcoming players. A lot of these players are almost the best players in their respective positions, even though they're only 21, 22 years old. You've got Cole Palmer, nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Reece James, when he's fit, arguably one of the best players in the world in his position. Cucurella, genuine conversation as the best left back in the world. Our midfield depth, probably the best in the Premier League if you look at it on paper. Asugo cover for Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. We've just got so much quality in an array of positions, and now you could make 2 starting 11s that are Premier League quality. And if you go back 2 years, right, we just come off the back of almost finishing in a relegation spot. I was at Bournemouth celebrating getting 40 points under Frank Lampard, and now I'm in here having a conversation about Chelsea being in the conversations for the Premier League. So that is such a positive step. But I will say this: I don't think we'll do it, but the fact that we're even in the conversation is just great progress. And I think the Champions League, I mean, if we don't get Champions League, is a disaster. And then now we just need to look at the domestic competitions, FA Cup, Carabao. We went pretty early last season. So if we can do that and just have a respectable campaign in the Champions League, then we're moving in the right direction. And then one more year, that's when we've got to really look at it and say, come on, guys, we've got to wrap this up now.
Alex, appreciate you joining us this morning. And I tell you what, the way that you were talking about that Garnacho deal, you should be a bloody sporting director.
Yeah, absolutely.
He? That's pretty impressive. Strike a deal with add-ons, like you were saying. It's pretty good. Alex, thank you very much. Great to have you with us this morning. Still to come on Breakfast.